Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ink Post podcast with the Beauty Institute. I am Shay Al Saeed, your host, and I am with my sister co-host Seema Al Saeed.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Oh my god, I am so excited to be back.
It's been so long.
Yes. It's been 2 months. Our last episode was with Corbin Briggs, I think. Corbin Briggs from the
Illumino Heart Ink.
Yes, and we did an episode and we kind of talked about his journey and starting his business and how he managed to sell such a cool popular product that a lot of people are using to learn now. I know I just blown out some peas.
Popping the peas, yeah.
Popping the peas. But yeah, that was our last episode, and that was back in a little bit before August.
I think so, yeah.
It was like end of July, and now it is mid-September, and so much has happened, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be like a catch-up intro, but I kind of want to tell you what the episode is going to be about. So basically, this episode is going to be about how to level up as a tattoo or permanent makeup artist. But it's going to be a very different take on it because, as you guys know, I really hate when people simplify things.
Yeah.
Or like, stay booked. Stay booked all the time. That's how you level up, Or be the best artist you can be. And, well, okay, duh. Like, aren't we all, I just feel like it's surface level advice. So I kind of just want to, like, dig deep into how I noticed people leveled up in sort of a strategic way, just kind of put some more emphasis on things that you can do to just get in that groove. So it's going to be a really informative episode in that way. So that's what it's going to be about. We're going to talk about a little bit about business cycles, personal cycles, how to flow, just how to get in that groove. But before we get into it, I kind of want to catch you guys up on me and Seema personally. Okay. Well, Seema has like big news. She's a bride to be now.
Yeah, I got engaged. Yay!
Do the clap.
Oh, okay. Where's the clap? Oh, yay!
Yeah, Seema got engaged, which I thought it was so cute.
Yeah, it was really nice.
We almost cried.
You almost made me cry. Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't. Like, it was like, we kept it inside the eyes. Because, like, we both looked really cute. I didn't want to mess up our makeup. But I looked at her, and, like, my dad did a little speech, and then, like, she just looked so cute. And I couldn't. So that was, like, a really happy day.
Yeah, it was really nice. And my mom made a lot of good food, and it was decorated really nice. And yeah, it was really a wholesome moment.
Yeah, it was a really, really good day. And then, I don't know, it was just like a happy few months. I feel like a lot changed. You've been house hunting in this market.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's been hard.
It's not fun, no. God.
Yeah. And then we got a new apprentice.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we got a new apprentice because Jenna, our other apprentice, she is on the way to get married too.
Yeah.
And she found somebody all the way in New York, so she's going to be moving if, all goes well, and I'm really happy for her. But we had to find somebody else to kind of do tattoos at the shop. And one of my old high school friends reached out to me. Her name's Vivian, and she was like, I feel bad she said this. She goes, I feel I've wasted talent, and I really want to do something with my art skills. And when we were in high school, she was like one of the best artists in the school. Like, her paintings were so dope. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let's give this girl a tattoo kit. So I hooked her up. I gave her everything. And I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah. And I was like, we're going to need a replacement for Jenna anyway. And it just kind of happened. Like, it just flowed.
It worked out.
Yeah. It was divine.
Yeah. And Kathleen is also starting to change her style, too. She picked up animal realism. Yeah. So she's trying to learn how to do that, and she's damn good at it. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Well, she loves animals, too.
And realism. I feel like that's both, like, her niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when I looked at her art in the very beginning when I interviewed her, she was a pencil, charcoal. She actually has, like, a fine arts degree. She's really good at drawing. And I remember one time she drew you on a napkin at the restaurant. And she drew her, like, seriously, like, to proportion on a napkin in 5 minutes. And I was like, Kathleen, whoa. So, yeah, I'm glad that she's getting into something more similar to her natural art.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel her tattoo art and her actual art aren't the same.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see her tattoo art become similar to her natural art.
Right, for sure.
Yeah. Those are two exciting things that happened. My birthday happened. I turned 30.
Yay! Where's the... Oh, no. Oh, where is it? Yay! That guy in the background.
I know.
Yeah!
But yeah, I'm 30. Oh my god. It does not feel that different. I want to tell you guys something funny. I actually prepared to be 30. So I've been taking supplements since June so that I could feel better like in September than I did in, like, let's say June. And I do feel a little bit better. Like, I lost, I think, like 10 pounds since. I was 154, now I'm 45.
That's good.
Yeah. And I'm going to try to lose 10 more pounds. But, yeah, I feel better. I've been on Nutrafol, so I have more hair now, which makes me feel younger. Yeah, I've been trying to do things to make me feel younger. I've been taking this nasty thing called Shilajit. And it tastes like you just took a cigarette off the ground and you put it in your mouth.
Ew.
Yeah, that's literally what it tastes like. But it's so good for you. It increases collagen production by 1,200%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and as an old hag, you just don't... I'm joking. But you just don't produce collagen as much as you used to, like, in your early 20s, like, past the age of 25. So I'm like, you know what? We gonna take that. We're gonna eat this old cigarette. Yeah. And my mom takes it and she looks great. So anyway, that's a little bit about how I prepared for my 30th birthday to feel somewhat, good.
Less 30. Even though 30 is really not that old.
No, it's really not. It's really not. And I really like that I think we're doing this episode now because when I was in my 20s, I wanted to be every fucking thing on this God's earth before 30. I think every woman wants, like, a big house and all the purses and all the cars and all the careers and all the kids and all the things, like, by 30. That's the age. Everyone's like, I want all of this by 30. And it makes no sense why we do that because there is nobody, like, running after us with, like, a stake trying to beat us. Like, you don't do this by 30. So I don't know why we have this superficial, I don't know, you don't strike me as that person that wanted everything by 30.
No, I think things happen day by day for me.
Yeah.
I'm a day by day kind of I don't know. I don't know what's happening in 5 years. I don't even know what's happening tomorrow.
You're a sane person. But I think a lot of us in the permanent makeup industry, especially, like, I look around, I peek, I open my Instagram and, like, try to like see what it would be like to be friends with some of the people that I follow in the industry, and, like, I feel like we're all kind of similar. We're, like, very, like, overachievers, perfectionists.
Are you guys in, like, the same age group?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's your generation.
I think my generation. I don't know who taught us that.
Yeah, I mean, you probably saw, like, Gen X kind of working hard and, like, achieving their things, and then, like, that kind of trickled down on you guys. But then Gen Z, something happened. I don't even know. Yeah. Something happened, and we just...
I mean, I don't know. I will say, like, there's maybe more millennials that, like, beat themselves up at night for not being a millionaire by, like, 28 or some shit.
Yeah.
More than, like, I would say Gen Zs. It just happens for you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen more, like, millionaire Gen Zers than millionaire millennials just by now because you guys have, like, the internet advances with, like, TikTok and stuff. But I feel like with you guys, like, the ones that did, like, become successful, it just looks so effortless.
Yeah, I think it... Well, I don't know. It does look really effortless for sure, but...
Like, they don't even wear makeup. I feel like with us, like, the bloggers that made it literally were doing, like, how to do a smoky eye.
Oh,
like,
true.
Every day, like, they were, like, fucking every day. All the brand names. Like, I feel like the Gen Z kids that got famous from the internet now, like, don't even fall into the trap of, like,
No.
trying to spend all their money on, like...
No, because I feel like we all reverted back to just, like, drugstore makeup.
Yeah.
But, like, when it was 2000... Like, 16, I think, was the peak of, like makeup artist on the internet and, like, how to do this colorful 3-cut crease look, whatever. And, like, now it's just, like, how to be a, what is it, clean girl?
Yeah.
How to be a clean girl
Oh my
aesthetic.
God. But I love the clean girl. And I'm, okay, I don't want to say this online, but I'm so glad I didn't get tattoos yet. Or permanent makeup, because I can do the fucking clean girl aesthetic now, okay?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm way too into the dirty girl at this point.
I mean... You know, I don't know. I've always been into... I've always had, like, a really weird style, I think. It's always been, like... You could tell that I like to draw.
Yeah.
And you could tell I listen to some rock. But you can also tell that I own a business.
Yeah.
Just based off of my style.
Yeah.
Which, I want to keep that.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's unique.
But anyway, so I was saying, like, I'm glad that I'm doing this episode now, because I feel like me growing up personally, just talking about my own person, I had a lot of pressure to do a lot by 30, and I'm glad it was there, because I did do a lot by 30, like, thank God, like, everything I wanted, I think, is definitely there, but I don't know if it was as valid as I mean, I don't regret it, that pressure.
Yeah.
I don't regret it, but...
Do you think there's, like, another side of how to live out your 20s, I guess? Is that what you mean? Or, like...
I just don't think it's necessary to beat yourself up.
Oh, yeah.
You can have the pressure, and you can have the desire to want to be, like, this cool, successful person by 30. I will say, like, I did want kids by now, but I don't think that happened for me. But it doesn't make me feel, like, horrible or anything. I just feel like 30 is a good, like, it just kind of feels like you're starting your 20s all over again.
Yeah.
But except you're, like, more mature and you have money now.
Exactly. I feel like people say that being 30 is, like, the peak. Like, it's the best time of your life.
Yeah. I feel very healthy in the head.
That's good.
I don't know, like, I don't feel all these, like, I prayed about it so much, like, since the half of the year, I would, like, pray about it, like, God, please take away all these negative thoughts, or if I was, like, feeling bad one day for no reason, like, intrusive thoughts, or, not intrusive, like, in a weird way, but, like, in a, you know, like a, you know how sometimes you just feel down for no reason, or hormonal or whatever, I would just pray about it, and I feel like God really cleaned that up for me, so.
That's good.
I feel pretty good about that.
That's good.
But yeah, that whole pressure about just having, you know, everything or anything, it's such a weird way to live, and I've been trying since, like, turning 29 to kind of step away from that, because, I mean, now that I am 30, I feel like, okay, now what?
Yeah, it's not like you were gonna wither away into dust
and
at
I don't
30.
Yeah, right?
Which, I feel like you made it seem that way for most of your life. You're like...
I thought I was gonna die. There was such a pressure on me to do so much by 30 that I literally had a real thought up until a few days ago that I was like, I had no imagination of what the fuck I'm gonna do with my life past 30, that I just thought I was gonna die. I was like, it has to end here. I've never dreamt of being over 30. Like, I've never envisioned myself as a 30-year-old or over. So, like, and I don't want to live out my 30s being like, I want to do this and that by 40. I just don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
I do have goals, but I don't want to live with that pressure. I feel like it's a stupid way of living.
No, it's unnecessary.
Yeah, so now I'm just gonna focus on whatever seeds we planted, just keep watering them. Mm-hmm. Especially the family seed. I feel like working with you guys, just, like, keep watering everyone's success. I want everyone to be successful. Like, it's not about my accomplishments anymore. I feel like from 30 to 40, I want to see the happiest sister. I want to see the happiest husband. I want to see the happiest employees. I just want everything we grew or we planted to blossom.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
That's so nice.
I'm serious. Like, it's like I already feel like I got everything. Like, what the fuck else do I want? Like,
so now it's like
core.
your retirement era.
Kinda. Like, I don't want to be that person that just wants to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger. Because, like,
Yeah.
I see those people where, like, they get a bigger house for no goddamn reason. Like, you do not need a bigger house.
Yeah.
Like, you literally, like, me and my husband are 2 people.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, I don't know, do you want more purses? Like, it's just not fulfilling. So I kind of, like, want, now that all the materialistic shit is out of the way, I just feel like I want to focus on, like, the real things.
Yeah.
You know? Like, anyway, yeah, I'm glad I shared that. I never really shared that before. Now that I'm 30.
Now that you're 30.
But yeah, let's get into the episode. So we're like at 15 or 20 minutes. What are we at?
15. 16.
Nice. See, I'm good at that stuff. Oh, Jenna's walking in. Jenna, do you want to say hi to everybody? Just say hi.
Hi.
It was Jenna's birthday too, so she turned 23. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, let's get into the episode. Basically, we just kind of want to talk about how to be a successful tattoo artist or PMU artist in a way where it's not confined to just your skills. So there's so much you can do as an artist besides just becoming a better artist. I mean, we all know now, too, that you have to be a great videographer and an editor and all that stuff. You know that. You have to post. Like, everyone knows what it takes to be successful. Mm-hmm. You just have to get really, really good and post about it every day and grind your ass off and stay booked. Like, okay, that's the obvious. But I think the one thing that people don't really talk about is the philosophy, the personal mindset, the really internal part of popping your peas. The really internal part of, like, what's happening in your head and why are you doing this? Like, your why is so important, and I just kind of want to talk about it. So I think a lot of people go into the industry thinking that the main priority is to, obviously, I mean, it is to make money, right? So a lot of people go into this industry thinking that the main priority is to get booked, get fully booked, stay fully booked all the time, and just keep growing as an artist. And it is, but at the same time, when do you do that? And, like, if your main priority is to stay booked all the time, when do you have time to practice? Because you're booked all the time. So there becomes this battle. It becomes an internal battle of, like, oh my god, I don't have time to do my laundry, grow as an artist, stay booked. It becomes this, like, internal way of living with anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I suffered through that, and I see people on the internet, like, trying to hide it, but I think as you grow, now that I'm 30, I feel like I can notice what people are putting behind the closet. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can see it on their face. They're fucking freaking out. Yeah. You know? And I notice little things, like, if you're, like, picking at your, like, your nails, or, like, you're twirling your fingers. Like, I'm really good at body language, so, like, if you're trying to hide what you're thinking by, like, showing off, like, what you're not, I can still pick up on what's really happening, which, you know, it's kind of a creep thing about me. But I do, but also, I'm not saying that in a creep way. I'm just saying that I noticed that I wasn't the only one suffering. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of pressure on women because not only we have to grow in our careers, but we have to grow a family. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, all this pressure at once. So how do we go about it? And what is the healthy way to go about it? And is there a healthy way to go about it? And how do you grow all these plants at the same time? Like, how do you plant all these seeds and water them without getting obsessed with one seed? Exactly. So what I noticed is that all successful people, not just permanent makeup artists, not just Not just our industry, like every single successful person that I've known or listened to via podcast or YouTube or something, they all talk about patterns, like picking up patterns. And what does that even mean? So, like, here's a common pattern, right? We have the seasons. So we have the winter, we have the summer, we have the spring, and we have the fall. That's a pattern. Every year, that same shit's gonna happen. The trees are gonna grow, they're gonna make green, and they're gonna fall, and then they're gonna die, and then they're gonna grow again. That's a pattern, right? So you have to pick up that pattern. So let's say you're a farmer. You're not gonna fucking plant in the winter. Like, think of it that way. Like, does a farmer plant in the winter? No. The seed is not going to grow. The same reason why you would not go on vacation for, like, 2 weeks before tax season. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck would you go on? You should go on vacation back to school. So you have to know the pattern of our industry. Everyone has to know the pattern of the industry. So that way you're not, like, planting the seed in when you're booked. You can't really plant seed when you're booked. That's when you're watering your clients. So you have to know when to plant the seeds, right? So if you're not cognitive and what's a good word? Conscious and aware of your own life patterns and the cycle of the industry that you're in, you're going to be harvesting at the wrong time and planting at the wrong time, and you're going to be like, why isn't it working out for me? I'm trying so hard. Yeah. And you could be trying harder than a person who isn't. And it's still not working out for you because the timing is off. So I feel like you have to time things. But aside from, like, the obvious seasonal things in, you know, our life and our business, there's some patterns that are going on in your own life. Like, for example, we all have day and night. Every night the moon comes out. Every day the sun comes out, right? And I feel like, okay, yeah, that's obvious. But at the same time, I have seen people, and I fell into that trap too, where I was sleeping in, I was waking up around 11 because my natural body, I grew up on the internet, okay? So I would shut down my computer because I would be online with my friends at like 3 a.m. So I naturally am programmed to stay on the internet doing some bullshit until 3 a.m. and then go to sleep and wake up around whenever and then lounge around, and then my brain would wake up at 3 p.m. That's my natural, actual self. That's my favorite self. I exercise that self in COVID. Like, I love her, but she had to die because she wasn't. There was no way you can be successful with that fucking schedule. Like, I was so out of time. So that was me trying to regulate my natural, like, cycle of my sleep, of my just when I'm on. I feel like that's a cycle of its own that we have to figure out. And I think the family cycle, like, there's women in our industry that are growing families. So it's like, okay, when do I work on my skill? And I haven't experienced that, so I can't really speak on that. But when, like, there has to be a cycle of, and I've noticed that women tend to go back to work when their kids are in school, right? So you have to work around your personal cycles. When the kids are out of school, you might want to prioritize the family cycle over the work cycle. So I think here's where the failure or the devil can come in, or whatever you want to call it, you know, not in a religious devil way, in like a fuck.
Like a vice.
Like a vice, like a, oh, damn it kind of way, like, you know? I think some people listen to me and they're like, wow, she's so smart, and then I say the next thing and they're like, god damn it, she's completely out of her mind. But I think where people mess up is when they compare someone else's cycle of life, their springs, their summers, their days, their nights, their sleep schedules, their family schedules, their success, their accomplishments with your own cycle. You cannot. There is no logical, mathematical way to say that this person is, for example, 30 years old and this person is 30 years old and one has accomplished more than the other. Well, you have no idea what those two people went through, and there is no way that you should put yourself down or put them up because you have no idea what cycles happened at all. So time time by itself is not a measure of what you should have gotten done. You don't know if that person was like raising a family because like one of their parents maybe like left, or you just don't know what people are going through. So you really have to put on like tunnel vision and just focus on your own cycles and own self, and don't compare. Don't be like, and it's good to be inspired by people and to feel like if they're doing it then I can do it too. That's a healthy thought. But it's such a toxic thought to think it's a race. It's a rat race. Because if it's a rat race, like, who's the rat? You're the rat. Like, congratulations. And my brother and I had a conversation about that before, and one time I posted this funny post about everything that we did in August. And no, it wasn't in August. It was like everything we did in June or something. And he just commented, and nobody got it, but he just commented like emojis of rats, because he's like, dude, like you need to chill out. But yeah, I mean, don't be a rat. It's not healthy just to be on that hamster wheel, like, you know, it's too much. But yeah, anyway, I think it's a good thing to have goals and desires and, you know, places you want to be and things you want to have, but don't compare your cycles to others, and don't try to accomplish these things without knowing your own cycles. So how do we do that? You know, we can dive into that. Do you have any thoughts at all about this spiel?
No.
Okay.
I'm just listening and enjoying.
Is it like a live podcast too?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, okay. How do we do that? How do you find your own cycles? And it took me so long to get a grasp of my cycles, or to just get a grasp of what the hell is happening. Because I think people can live on their whole life without even thinking these thoughts, or thinking about the significance of why we have a winter, fall, and why they're always the same every year, and the significance of, okay, we have Thanksgiving, and then we have Christmas, and then we have Valentine's, and then we have tax season, and then, so I think there's some people that live on their whole life without finding the significance within this, like, ever-going circle. It's just going to keep circling. Like, you have to pay attention to it because you're a part of this thing. The earth is spinning around the moon, spinning around the moon. The moon is spinning around the earth, and the earth is spinning around the sun, and they're all moving together, and the whole, you know, and you're on this thing, so you have to notice what's happening. And yeah, so I think a really good way to do that, honestly, is to start by scheduling your day. Just like focus on the day, and then do the week, and then do the month, and then you'll find yourself doing the year. And I think every year it's important, and I don't know what industry you're in right now, but if you're trying to be, so the whole point of this episode is how to level up as a tattoo artist, or like as a person. But if you're trying to level up in the career aspect, you have to understand the cycles in your own state, in your own industry, and you have to see when is the best time to do something. Because I don't know if you've watched like old Italian movies, but they're like time is everything. My dad always said that too. He's like, it's all about the time. It's all about the right time. Some people say, you know, I was at the wrong time at the
wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time, or sometimes it's right time, right place.
Yeah.
So there's destiny in that too. Like, there actually, let me tell you this funny story. Just to talk about like how there's some things that you cannot fucking possibly schedule, which is we're working on a project right now, and I knew that we wanted to do this project, and when we were at the AAM, my sister wanted to go to, where did you go?
Universal Studios.
Oh, Universal Studios. My sister really wanted to go to Universal Studios, and I was sick. I didn't want to go, but I went, and I loved it. It was so fun. And the guy standing behind us at the Mario Kart.
Like the Bowser ride.
The Bowser ride, yeah. So there was a man standing behind us in line, And me and him start chit-chatting. He was, like, in his 50s, and he had his kids with him, and we just start chatting about, like, different political stuff and economy and just, like, different, like, small talk. And then he tells me that his position in his company, he's retired now, but what he did, and I'm like, oh my god, we're looking for somebody to hire for this project that we're trying to do. And he goes, oh yeah, I know this blah blah blah, that they're great. And so we ended up, since like May or April, we've been working with a company that I would have never known about, or we got like an insane price for this project too, and insane competence. Like, it's so hard to find competent people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything it's still in the works, but yeah, crazy. I could have never. I just prayed about it, but I could have never, like.
Yeah, we could have totally just stayed at the AAM for another day, but I don't know. I really wanted to go to Universal, and
it's so weird that I had more business opportunity in a Bowser line than at a conference, And there was opportunity everywhere. I mean, I'm so thankful that I was invited to, the AM. And, like, what if they didn't invite me? We would have not gone anyway.
Yeah, totally.
So it's, like, just how God works and how God will just time things for you is gonna trump everything we try to do.
Yeah.
So pray. We're so insignificant, but we're significant to, in our own way, So anyway, that's a little bit about how you can't time everything, but you should definitely, but yeah, you should definitely try to time things that you can, and just be very aware of what's happening in your industry, in your day, in your month. So I speak about this a lot, just because I feel like there's so much more you can do than look at your scheduling booking account and hope that you're booked, because there's so much more to it than that. Mm-hmm. On a spiritual level, on a financial level, on all levels, there's so much more to it than staying booked and making money. And you want your money to go a long way too. So here's the thing. When things are going right for you, like, you can, for example, make more money one year, but if you're not diligent about, like, your cycles about when you're spending it. For example, let's say holiday. I'm doing this right now. This is a vice that I'm in right now. Holidays are coming up. I know that that's going to be spending season. Yeah. But I already spent all my money. Not all my money, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already splurged. Yeah. So I didn't time myself with that. So it's like, those are the things that kind of matter. So anyway, now that it's September, it's back to school season. I don't want to ramble. I feel like I might have rambled a little bit. But it's back to school season, and I feel like a lot of people are freaking out about not being booked, or, like, cancellations, or it's slowing down a little bit. This is the natural business cycle. Mm-hmm. This happens every year, man. This is when you plant your seeds. Yeah. This is when you grow your skills. This is when you really focus on what you're missing. This is when you do a deep cleaning in your studio, when you take out all the things that haven't been touched and throw out that old ink that you probably have, and get the things that this is when you plant your seeds. Mm-hmm. How are you gonna always focus on being booked, but you also want to, like, improve your skills or take a class? Like, you always have to sacrifice one thing to have another. So it's like, for that season, don't you want to just focus on growing? Why are you going to stress out about not having the bookings when you could just be taking an online course? Yeah. Or cleaning, or doing something, or building. Like, I remember when we started the Beauty Institute, before it was called the Beauty Institute. Remember when you came into my office at Mom's old salon, and I told you about the plan that I have for training microblading.com. Yeah. And you're like, oh my god, this is so cool. And I showed you I wrote it all down on paper, and I showed it to my sister. And that was literally in September. Yeah. That was September. Like, I remember it. And I'm booked throughout the whole year. This was like in 2018, so that was a while ago. I was like 26 maybe, or 25.
You know what's funny?
Huh.
So I was just like, I picked up my diary the other day, and one of the first couple things were about a meeting me, you, and Mohammed had at like
Oh, I remember
like
that.
Lava Lounge
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was just like I just wrote about like, oh my god, like this is gonna be so cool, like I can't wait, like this is a great idea. And it was just like about what we're doing now, and it's like
Yeah.
really happened. I think that book is magical.
I think my books are magical too. So I love that you said that, because I heard something. There's a verse in the Bible. I don't know exactly which verse or what verse, but if you guys are listening and you know what I'm talking about, just send it through. But it's basically a verse that says, write it down. Like if you want something, write it down, and I'll make it happen. So there is magic to writing something down.
Yeah.
No, I love that. It's so cool. But yeah, I mean, I think that every single time we tried to plant seeds, it was during September or August.
Mm.
So don't freak out when you're not booked. Just try to plant the seeds for the things that you don't have yet, or you don't have those systems in place. Just to speak on a relative sense, since this is September, and relatively too, like we all know that holidays are going to get busier, which is really nice. But they get busier for everyone, including you. So that's spending season. So I mean, if you're trying to save money, don't do a Secret Santa or something like that. But also, like, don't be like me. Don't spend your money now.
I personally, for the past month or two, I've only been trying to spend $100 a week.
That's impressive.
And it's been going well, honestly. I only like I paid off my credit card the other day, and it was like significantly less than what I usually have to pay for my credit card. But I've been just spending cash, like just a $100 bill every week. It's been working out. Anything that I need to buy without cash is like, like online, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I usually just whatever. Like I'll use my credit card, but I'm not gonna like put everything on my credit card. I'm gonna try to spend only cash.
That's smart. The only thing I would say for spending cash like that is like do it with obviously like food and little things that you don't want.
Yeah.
But if you're making a big purchase, put it on like with credit cards so they protect the purchase.
Yeah. No. I know. I'm not. I mean, what kind of big thing I'm gonna buy with $100 these days?
Yeah, exactly.
Literally nothing.
Yeah, it's like the $100.
It's like $1.
It's the new $20 bill. That's why I'm like so impressed with you being able to only spend that much a week.
Yeah.
That's freaking, and you're losing weight too.
Yeah. It's double.
It's double the win.
Double whammy. Yeah.
That's great.
I lost like 30 pounds.
I love it. I think in our family, when somebody starts losing weight, everyone starts losing weight.
Yeah. Like
my husband lost also 30 pounds. I lost only 10, and my sister lost 30. My dad lost 30.
Yeah.
Who else is losing weight? I feel like everybody. My mama didn't lose that much weight. She looks
I'm not
good
sure.
Though.
Yeah.
She's always been fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I think leveling up is all about timing.
Yeah.
When you're gonna level up. You can't do everything at the same time.
No.
So just get a calendar. Calendars are magical. Write things down. That's my biggest advice if you're really trying to grow in this industry. And study the market. For every year that you have experience, just pay attention to what happened that year. When were you slow? When did you get busy? And so that when it repeats the other year, you're not freaking out. You have to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are some of my advices that I have. I'm trying to think if I have any more advice. And I say these in almost every time I get online, but there's power in repetition, so I'm going to probably keep preaching the same thing for the rest of my life because it's what works. Yeah, and happy back to school time. I mean, this is the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
This is the calm before the storm, guys.
Yeah.
So just stay aware of what's happening and stay alert, and don't pressure yourself to do too much. But also, if you have any questions or any comments or anything that you want to say, we're going to post this on YouTube and Spotify, so just let us know. We love feedback. It helps us so much. And if you want us to talk about things that would help you out, let us know. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. That would help us so much because we love this little project of the podcast stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's really fun just chatting with my sister and just knowing it might help a few people out there. It's just really nice. Yeah, I think that's all I really have to say for this episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it.
Yeah, it was nice. I think it brought light to some things that we forget about.
Yeah.
I like my farmer analogy. I made that up on the spot, y'all. All right. Well, it was so nice to spend time with you guys. Right now, I don't know when you're listening to this, but we're in September 2023. Right now, we're having a back to school sale. So on our website, if you use the code BTS23, you can get 15% off.
Is it BTS23 or is it back to school?
It's BTS.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Because I think Ollie changed it.
Yeah, it's BTS.
Are you sure?
We changed it back to BTS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's BTS23, and it's also on the website where it's going to be showing on like a little countdown bar until the 30th. So if you want to get anything off the website right now to get yourself started, just use that code, and yeah, let us know if you like this episode. And I'm so happy and so grateful for the opportunity to be in your ears, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.